Okay, you're on.
Hi everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. We are just getting on. Sorry, we're like 2 minutes late. It's Thursday night. Hang on, I've got to find myself. Well, I'm here, but hang on. There we are. Okay, so here I have video. Let's make sure we have sound. There we are. Oh,
Yep.
yep,
got it.
I have sound too. So happy Thursday. Yeah, I was a little rushed trying to get stuff done. I still don't have the stuff that I said I was going to do last week done. So I'm hoping by this weekend I will be finishing up my posts for Christmas card kits and my next month classes. And this cold's been hanging out. But I did go to the doctor. I did have my annual physical and my annual mammogram and my annual blood work and all of that stuff. And anyways, she said just a viral thing and it'll work itself out. Well, it's on 2 weeks and I'm hoping it's working itself out of my life for now. Anyways, so we're here on Thursday. Like I said, I do have one sample done and I know what I'm doing for Crafters Classroom. Yeah, Crafters Classroom. And I have an idea of my November. So let's go down to the table before we get started. Are we at the table?
Yes, you are.
Okay. So,
Well, what's happening? It's a black screen.
overhead view?
Overhead view is black.
Oh, well, okay. Just hang on a second.
That camera's not working.
No, it's working. Hang on. I'll just reset it. But hang on. Hang tight, people. Whew, this is what's happening when you're rushing. Overhead view. Overhead view. Hang on and we'll get cancel overhead properties. And I did open up the camera. Let's see if this does it. Oh, there we go.
Oh, good.
Now we're back. Yay.
Thank you.
Yeah. You need to rest. Oh. Anyways, here we are, right here. I started talking to the camera again. We're at overhead view. So for Crafters Classroom, I did autumn last time. So this time I am using this stamp set. And I am doing a Peekaboo Shutter card, which is what we're doing tonight. But if you want to make this really cute one, and then we're doing a stair step card. Oh, and a easel card. So, and this little guy right here, I think he's going to be juggling snowballs. So it's going to be kind of fun. I've got, actually stuff is already die cut out, and I have the stuff in my brain, but it hasn't translated to hard copy yet. So, and then for Fun Time Thursday, we are using this gift card holder, which it's an $18 die set, and it's going to be included in the kit, so it's going to be a steal. Because the kit's not going to be 16, I think it's going to be 20 or 22, but you'll get the whole die set. And anyways, we are going to do a diagonal fold out of our cascading. So I'm going to show you how to use the cascading cards just to make a diagonal fold, along with a few other cards that'll be gift card holders. And that will be like an autumn. I do have this picked out for an autumn, and it will be a Christmas and a birthday for sure. So anyways, I'm getting there. I will get those posted this weekend with or without samples, but we'll get there. Anyways, today we are doing a Peekaboo Shutter card, which is a kit, or we do have a die set. So what's included in the kit? Just the card base, but it is a shutter card, which we're going to get to. And then you do get 2 of the shutters that go in and out. And this insert piece. So the die set is actually for the insert piece and the little shutter things, and then you can score a shutter card. But we're gonna make one tonight, and we're gonna do it using pinks for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So my besides it being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, me going through breast cancer, years ago, 15 years ago, I was figuring that the other day when somebody asked me. But my son-in-law's sister is going through breast cancer, a pretty nasty one. And anyways, she likes mechanical cards. I gave her a card when she had a baby recently, and it was a twist and pop, and she loved it. So she was kind of my inspiration, because once I found out that she liked mechanical cards, I thought, well, we can do a mechanical card and, do one making one just for John and Leah, which they don't know, they didn't ask me to, but just that they can give to her, or I will give to her. Just as a, hey, we're thinking about you, you got this, you can get through this. But I think she'll like a mechanical, fun type of card to lift her spirits, give her hope, get through this, and kick cancer's ass. So that's what we're doing today. Anyway, so we have the shutter card. These two I cut out of the die. So actually we cut them on our machine, and we used the same one years ago, but I had some leftover ones. And this piece I had Becky do today while she was doing the snowman ones, and she cut me a pink one. So we have the shutter card, and so basically these are going to go in here, and this is going to go on top of it. Sometimes I like to put a piece in the background. So I have stuff behind me. I'm going to cut a piece of pink, and I am going to cut a scored card, and the inside is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm going to cut it just slightly smaller than that. My mom still got hers hanging out a little bit too.
Yeah.
Just a cloggy throat, which I thought mine was like allergies. And it could be a little bit of allergies too, but I take a daily allergy medicine. But I don't know.
Seems to me we started out last fall like this, Sarah.
Yeah,
and
I think we
I'm
did
not looking
too.
forward to a repeat of last year.
No, it's going to go away faster.
Yeah, I hope
That's
so.
what I'm thinking. So anyways, I do like to start out just with a background, because it's going to make everything on there kind of pop. So I am going to just tape this piece down inside my shutter card. But yeah, going through cancer isn't fun, and even just little boosts from people, just giving you little pick-me-ups to get you through the day, through the week, through the month, whatever you need to get through at the time.
Can't believe it's been 15 years, Sarah.
I know, it's been
That's
15
amazing.
years. So,
Yeah.
and like I said today, my PSA is get your mammogram scheduled, because I was doing them yearly, and that's how it was found. And I was just at the doctor, 4 months before that, for my physical, and she didn't detect anything, but it was found in a mammogram, so it was caught early. So anyways, this piece right here, the top and the bottom are tape tabs. We are going to tape that up at this top edge right here. So I'm going to put tape right there. And I'm kind of thinking, because I haven't totally planned this out, so I'm kind of thinking while I'm talking as what's going to go in, this word, or in this circle right here. So I'm going to tape this right in the middle. And then I'm going to trace right here, because that's going to if I trace this circle right in here, then when I go to put these things in there, then I can make sure that they line up in my circle. And you're not going to see that. I mean, I should probably be using a pencil, but I don't have one handy, so I'm going to use a pen. I just don't want to get it on my circle. Okay. So now, the center of this point, I mean, I technically just want it to be semi, like, in the middle here, so when it opens, you know, it's centered in this section right here. So I am going to put tape on top of my tape tab, and then I'm folding that flap in. So tape on top. And I did have to give I don't make these cards that often, so I had to give myself a little bit of a refresher today. When I was making the snowman sample, I had to give myself a little refresher. Like a magic card I can do practically in my sleep. This one that I don't do as often, I have to kind of refresh my memory. So, see how I have like my little Pac-Man thing? It kind of looks like a little Pac-Man mouth, where it's kind of centered. Like I don't want it way low or I don't want it way high. I'm aiming for it being kind of in the center of that circle. I mean, technically, if you wanted to, you could, like, draw lines through that circle and know the exact center of it, but we don't want to get that specific. So we're just going to fold. We do want to make sure it's straight. Like I'm lining this edge of my tape tab, so I've got tape on top of my tape tab, I'm lining that up to my score, and I'm folding that in. I'm going to fold it back, and then there's how it folds in. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So tape. And then if I wanted to, I can line these up. So line them up so they're straight across the top and across the bottom. And then I'm just going to fold that in also, and then I can open that up. So this is the space that I have to work with as far as when I'm putting words inside here. So this is what I was kind of thinking about before, you know, while I was kind of thinking out loud what I was going to put in that. And I did have this one in here, You Are Not Alone, but it doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to go to my other...
What color is the pink paper, Sarah?
The pink, this one is the fuchsia, so it's the Lesabo fuchsia, and this one is the Lesabo flamingo.
Thank you.
So the lighter pink is the Lesabo flamingo, the darker pink is the Lesabo, the darker one is the Lesabo fuchsia.
Okay.
Now, this one, the Fight Like a Girl, fits in there fairly well. I don't trust myself stamping it through that window because it doesn't fit perfect enough. You know, it's a little bit small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a white piece of paper sitting in front of me, and I'm going to stamp it on there, and then I'm going to attach that in. If I wanted to stamp it right on my pink right here, I could, you know, draw pencil lines in case I'm worried that I'm going to hit the edges of my little inserts here. I could draw pencil lines, open those up, and then stamp it. But I think I'm going to add a little bit of contrast and stamp it on white. And I did bring a pink in here, and I haven't used this one, so we're going to see how it looks. It might be the right color, or it's going to be close enough. Hang on, I'm going to do it low on this piece of paper. Oh, it's pretty good. There we go. So it wasn't specifically the one I wanted to use, but I used it anyways. Just because I was looking for something that fit. Now I am going to cut this piece to about 4 inches, and I'm just eyeballing it here. Spitballing.
What color is the ink, please?
Oh, the
is the
ink
pink?
pad. It's
Is the
Supinico.
ink? Is the ink?
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
The ink. VersaFine Clair Charming Pink. It actually says, Charming Pink, and then there's a different language below it, Rose Charmant, which I don't know what language that is, but. I happened to win that ink pad, and I remembered that I won that ink pad today. I'm like, I have a really good pink. So I want this to sit in here. It's going to be slightly long, so I'm going to trim off one side. And again, it doesn't matter whether it's perfect, because I'm going to position it behind those little things that flop over. So now this is where I want to position it. So I can just leave one down. And I'm going to open them both up. But I'm just going to kind of place it in there. There we go. All right, now, if I did want to stamp anything on here, I would need to do that now before it's totally closed. I think I'm just going to leave it. Like, I could stamp the breast cancer symbol on there, but I think I'll just leave it. And I put tape on my tape tab, and then I'm folding that under and attaching that down. So now we have, I must have attached something too close to my score because it was a little bit buckly there. So that just means that I attached it a little bit close to my score. So I am going to take this one, which this one was printed at a different time because it's a slightly different shade. I wonder if this one would work. Yeah, I might actually use this side because that side's kind of pretty. Okay, I'm going to cut a 2-inch strip. So 2 inches is the width for the front of the shutter card, and then 5 3/8 because I want it to go pretty close to that edge. Or I want it to have a pretty small border. Why, you ask? I don't know, just because I do. And then since this one matches pretty good, I think I'm going to use that bright pink on the outside because I did use the bright pink inside here. Or maybe I'm going to use both the bright and the light. So, okay. And yes, this is Sarah kind of winging it, having the idea of what she was going to do in her head. And then just being a go for it kind of gal. And thinking out loud while I'm doing that. Alright, so there's my 2 layers. Now I do want to double layer this one. So I'm pulling in the pink that's right here. With a very small border, and I may end up trimming this one a couple times. We'll see. We'll see if I can get it right the first time. Because I think I am going to stamp. There's a saying on here that I want to use if it will semi-fit.
So Sarah, there's lots of discussion out there about mammograms for older women. And
That's on this one right now?
no,
Oh,
no,
just
not
in
right
general?
now. It's just in general.
Okay.
And I know that 5 years ago, my primary care physician said that I didn't need to have annual mammograms anymore.
Okay.
There's differing opinions on that, so I posted a link to an article that I found useful.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody needs to check with their primary care physicians for their own benefit.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I mean, there's probably different positions on a lot of different things.
Oh, yes.
Like, Leah and I were having a discussion, because I went through breast cancer, we were having a discussion on gene testing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we were having the discussion because I was talking to somebody else and I had that discussion. We're in a totally different family. The two sisters, one wanted to know
Mm-hmm.
and wanted the gene testing, and the other one didn't want to know and just said it's in God's hands.
God's hands, yeah.
But the other one wanted to know for preventative reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when I talked to my doctor this week, and we were talking about Leah, she said, short of doing what she's doing, because I was diagnosed so early, she's having mammograms early. She said, short of getting rid of your lady parts, she's doing everything she can do.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the discussion that was had, not in our family, but in a different family. You know, whether you want to know, you don't want to know, and if you do know, what decision are you going to make from there?
Yes.
So it's everybody's own personal choice, and they need to make that decision for themselves. And other people need to respect that decision, whatever it is.
That's right. My doctor wanted to make sure that I understood that it wasn't that the medical community does not care about older women.
Mm-hmm.
It's that they do care about older women, and they want to make sure that we're not exposed to things that we do.
Oh, that's another way. That's another thing to consider too.
Yes.
Yeah, there's all kinds of people's perspectives, and not saying that one is right and one is wrong.
That's right.
Yep.
And you know, there's no way of knowing beforehand whether you're going to get a fast-growing cancer or a slow-growing cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And for those of us who are over 75 or thereabouts, slow-growing cancers can take 15, 20, 30 years to grow to the point where they may be detrimental to our daily health.
Right. So anyways, just really quick, I did put my one panel on the front, and now I'm putting my other panel on the front. I wanted to use the saying that you are not fighting alone. I'm thinking about you today.
That's
Just
nice.
because that's a nice thought. And while that person is actually the one that's in the battle, it's nice to let them know that you're thinking about them. So I have that, and then I did I stamped, and then I die cut this. And sometimes when I'm coloring, I will die cut after. But I wanted to make sure it worked. So I stamped it, and I'm just going to color it. And then I think that fits perfectly
What a
over
pretty
the front
card.
of there. So let's see if I can color it without smearing it. Because I did use a VersaFine Clair to color it, so probably not the best plan, but oh well. Because that one is not, sometimes it can smear. But I did heat set it to dry it, so we're just keeping our fingers crossed. And this is not the best marker. So does insurance, I'm just curious whether Medicare pays for the mammogram, because it's considered preventative,
Yeah,
and so I never get billed for mine, but does yours?
I don't know because.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, let me just. I don't know about that.
Huh. Well, I should have actually done orange for this, just because they've got orange in the pattern paper that's on the inside. So I'm
Are
gonna
mammograms covered by Medicare is what you asked me,
Yeah.
right?
I'm just curious.
Yeah. Medicare covers mammograms, but coverage and costs vary on the type of mammogram.
Uh-huh.
This is according to AARP.
But anyways, if you're at an age, get your mammogram yearly. Some places have walk-in where you can walk in. Like mine used to have walk-in Wednesdays. They don't anymore because once I did forget, and then I remembered, and I was like, okay, I'm going right now. I left work, just bam.
Interesting article put out by AARP. Breast cancer accounts for 1 in 3 of all new cancers in women each year and is the second most common type of cancer for women in the United States. Skin cancer is first.
Oh,
The median age of women's breast cancer diagnosis is 63. So you were quite young, Sarah.
I was 42.
Yes. Half the cases occur earlier, half the cases later, but a woman's highest risk of developing breast cancer within the following 10 years happens in her 70s. Now that's pretty interesting.
Now I am coloring like this because I don't want to smear my ink that I shouldn't have used.
Nancy Cloud's daughter was 38. Yes, Medicare pays, and it depends upon what kind of mammogram you're having.
$38, yeah. I was 42,
38.
so just a few years older.
Yeah.
And I had started my mammograms, so at
You had started your mammograms
at 40.
at 40.
Yeah.
Okay. Medicare emphasizes early detection and will cover 1 baseline mammogram for women 35 to 90, 1 screening mammogram every year for women 40 and older, and more diagnostic mammograms each year for women or men if medically necessary.
Oh, okay. One of my lines did bleed out, so I want to use this black pen just to define it a little bit more. And that's why I used my gray around it to shadow it, because my one bled out a little bit. So I'm just going to pop that on there. When you're putting the front on, make sure that it is only on part of it. Tape or whatever you're using. Which I am going to use some foam tape. So I did not have the gene, and Leah did not have the gene, which is good.
That is good.
Yeah. All right. And I do think, like, I could put a circle over here to cover up my, my, which I might do that later. I could put a half circle over here. I don't have another one cut, but I think I'll cut one in pink and I'll put it right there. And then I think I do want to use the ribbon and just do that. And then I might do something right on here too. So let's see what I have for words. So if I was going to stamp on here, I probably should have stamped on there first. But let's put hope on there. And we'll hope that I don't screw it up. Let's put that on there.
Yes, and it is important to remember that men do get breast cancer too.
Yes, definitely.
Thanks for that reminder, Virginia.
Which men is different. So I don't know how they actually, if that's found through a lump,
Yeah.
because they don't do. Okay, so I'm just gonna put. I was gonna put it up here, but I have too much lumpy bumpy going on with my my foam tape there. So I would do it all the way across the whole side, but like I said, I've got too much lumpy bumpy going on.
Breast cancer in men is detected through feeling a hard lump underneath the nipple and areola, a mammogram, a breast ultrasound using sound waves to create a picture of the breast, biopsy, removing that small tissue, and chest x-ray, CT scan, MRI, ultrasound, bone scan, or PET scan to check for spread.
Mm-hmm. All right, so there we go. I think all I have to do is cover that half circle up and we should be good to go. All right, there's my card. I'm hoping that this will put a smile on her face. Actually, hang on. I do have a half circle right here, so I'm just going to cover that up. I just happened to cut one or find one of the, the pink. I don't know why I had it, but let's see. I'm going to cut that. And that's actually a good idea, where if you have something colored, to cover that back up and do it in kind of a coordinating shade. Perfect. All right, so there we go. All right, well, thank you for joining me tonight, guys. And I know I said this last week that I would get all my stuff posted, but I will get it posted. I promise this time. But thank you for joining me. Remember, get your mammograms done if you so need or choose. And we will see you next week.